Mr. Abdul Rashid, who has joined with us. He's a counselor and headmaster of Model School, who is also a main speaker for today. He will be speaking on a topic of how to overcome exam fear. Question and answer will be answered after the main event from Mr. Abdul Rashid. So we'll open question and answer, and from them, whoever will raise the hand will have the option or the chance to answer the ask the questions.
Honorable leaders and members of Karnataka Cultural and Social Club, and my dear loving students and parents, good evening to one and all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We are going to investigate what is exam fear. What are the causes of exam fear? And also we will identify the solutions to overcome the fear of exam. As what is the best posture for studies, best body posture for studies? Yeah, you have to opt the first one, wherein the backbone is straight. And you have to sit beside a table in an official manner, in a professional manner. See, the second picture is not advisable. And also, you should never ever sit in a sofa. Because after some time, what will be happening? You will be leaning in the sofa and you will be relaxed. And instead of getting the left brain, the study brain, the academic brain activated, the right brain will start working. Right brain is a creative brain. So your imagination will start functioning so that you will be distracted from your studies. That is the problem while you sit in a comfortable posture. See, what about this thing? Some students lay down and try to study. It will never ever work. This is also a relaxed posture. Relaxed posture, if you lay down, what will happen? It will lead to sleep. See? So this is not advisable. This is not advisable. And what about this? Yeah, when you are relaxed, sometimes it may lead to, you may fall asleep. So you have to be very careful. This is the best recommended posture for studies. And you all know, the brain is having two hemispheres. One hemisphere, the left brain. Another one is the right brain. Left brain is having two important faculties. One is the logical and mathematical intelligence. Faculty for logical and mathematical intelligence. And another one is linguistic intelligence. Means language, mathematics, and logical thinking. All are embedded in the left brain. And in the right brain, so many creative things are there. I'm not going to explain such things over here because that is not our subject matter. So here, for the examinations, according to our system of education, we have to explore the left brain faculties overwhelmingly. So this will be stimulated, this will be active when you sit in this manner. So explore the body posture for best and better learning. Okay. So we are actually trying to investigate what is exam fear. See, when you think about exam, if the heartbeat rises, if the palpitation increases, what might be the cause for that? Can you post your opinions? Why are you tensed? Why are you feared? Why are you frightened? Why the pulse rate is increasing? The reasons you are the victims of this kind of exam fear. So you will be the best persons to identify and share with others as well. Tension, Yeah, heartbeat is increasing because of tension. Why there is tension? Fear of failing exam. Very good, very good. That is one important cause for this increasing heartbeat. Fear of failing. Thinking that marks can go down. Yeah, marks can go down. Fear of scoring less or failure, of course, because we need to be passed. Yes, we need to be passed. We don't know whether we pass or not. It's a matter of tension because we need to be passed. Fear of not knowing the answers. Yes. Um, Forgot what we have studied. Yes, forgetfulness is a cause. Fear of not knowing the answers. Maybe some tough questions come and you will not be able to write answers, so that you are going to lose a score for that. Fear of not achieving expectations. Very good. Parents, teachers, and your sisters and brothers, your relatives, all have some expectations about you. If you are not fulfilling the expectations, you are going to lose your self-esteem. You are scared of that. So it leads to fear and tension. Again, fear of losing our parents and teachers' hope. Yeah, fantastic. So you know other things. You are the best observers. You are able to analyze the subject and able to identify the root cause that emanates the heartbeat increase, the palpitation rise, the kind of tension, fear, all develop in your mind while you think about exam. Okay, so if these are all the things with regards to examination, then we will conclude the heartbeat rises. Sometimes tough questions may come. You are thinking about that. So we will lose our peace of mind. We will be disturbed. Yeah, as one of the boys mentioned, one of the students mentioned, forgetfulness. You study a lot, but you are not sure about whether you can recollect this in the exam hall. Sometimes you may be having a blank space in the brain because of the tension and fear. Expectations of the parents may not be able to fulfill. And sometimes you may lose self-esteem. And lack of learnacy is a cause for the exam fear. What is learnacy? Can anybody say what is learnacy? Learnacy is the skill of learning, proficiency of art of learning. How to learn. I think the students must be trained in this aspect. They should know how to learn different subjects. If there are volumes of content to be learned, what is the art of managing learning? Every subject, every chapter, every lessons. So there must be a session in order to train the students in this regard. But most of the students know how to learn, but some students are struggling with this. So the parents and teachers have to take initiative to teach the students how to learn the things, especially the tough subjects. And career expectation may not be able to fulfill. You have your dream career, and if the academic score is not matching with expectations, what will happen? You will not be able to join the course after your standard 10 or after +2. You will not be able to join for the desired career as per your will and wish. So it's a matter of tension and fear. Too much portions to study. Already we have discussed it. And now one more thing is that these days, when you go to exam hall, because of the contact with the colleagues, what may happen, you are vulnerable to be affected by COVID. So that is also a matter of tension nowadays. Okay. So if we are able to fix what are the reasons, what are the causes for the a heartbeat racing or for the exam fear, we will be able to find solutions as well. What actually fear is? Literally, what is fear? You can comment on. We always say you are feared, frightened, tensed. Yeah, fear is tension. How can you define fear? Try to define fear in your own words. Emotion, yeah, of course, fear is an emotion. What kind of emotion? Fear is a mental emotion. Yeah, of course. Good. Ashir. Feeling of restlessness. Yeah, it's a it's a symptom of fear. We will become restless. We will not be able to sleep well, and a headache may start. A stomach pain may start. Drowsiness may develop, and we will be totally upset when there is fear. Something bad could happen. Yeah, yeah. So, in fact, fear is an emotion developed by the thoughts. Thought of what? Something danger is going to happen in the future. Something bad is going to happen in the next moment. When you start thinking about it in such a way, then fear develops. Then you will become tensed. There are two kinds of fears. One is unrealistic fear, and another one is authentic fear. Authentic fear is good. It is favorable and desirable. It is required for everybody, for our own safety. To safeguard ourselves, we need to have some amount of fear with us. Because that is very positive, that is very friendly, that is a requirement, a basic requirement of human being. But unrealistic fear is the fear that we develop through our imagination. We are thinking while walking on the road, if the vehicle is hitting me, what may happen to me? So thinking about that. Develop simply, when you are getting into a flight, will the flight crash? And you are thinking about whether I will forget in the examination hall whatever you have studied, then tension develops. That is imagination. Really, it is going to happen. Most probably, maybe some one or two questions you may forget, but 90% questions you will be answers you will be remembering, you will be recollecting. So imagination. Next moment, a hazard is going to happen. An evil is going to happen. That kind of negative thought. In fact, fear is a dark room with full of negative thoughts. So we have to be aware of that, alert. We have to be double careful about this kind of fear that we develop in our minds, ourselves, through our imagination. That is, in fact, unrealistic fear. If you are climbing the steps, you may fall down, fear of falling. Simply developing in our minds. If with enough precautions, if with enough expertise, we are doing something, there is no chance of risk is very, very meager. Only 1% chance is there for to have a hazard or a danger. But for this 1% chance, all our focus is on this, as I mentioned, on that black spot. But white space is a lot of white space, 99%. So we have to focus our attention on that, so that we can be confident and we can have the peace of mind. Feeling like the whole world is conspiring against you, or that others may judge, etc. A barrier stopping us from reaching our limits. Yeah, fear is like that. Fear is, in fact, inhibition. Unwanted and unnecessary fear. That is inhibition. So all our potentials will be throttled at the narrow neck when we are feared. We will not be able to even utter a single word when you are frightened. So why should we fear unnecessarily? If there is a right cause, okay, you are in front of a snake, definitely you should be afraid of that, because you either flight or what? Fight or flight. These are the two options you are having. if you are finding a snake or a dog in front of you, a dog is there. Or if you are really about to fall down at a pit, you should be alert about that. That fear of falling is very genuine, that is very authentic, that is a requirement in order to safeguard yourself. So fear develops two things, fight or flight. But these kind of fears are momentary fears. It will not long last. Once that situation you overcome, the fear will be subsided. Otherwise, if the fear is sustained, if it is continuing for a long period of time, there you need treatment. That is a psychological illness. That is anxiety. There you need to have the support of a counselor, clinical counselor. What is the opposite of fear? Can you please post? Bravery, courage, fight. Yes. Then now we will investigate about what is courage, confidence. We can do anything. In fact, courage is a word. It is emanated from the Latin word cor. Cor means heart. Courage is a response of the heart. When you are subjected to anything that frightens you. When somebody is frightening you, if you are bold enough, if you are a courageous person, what will happen? Your heart will respond positively. If your heart is responding negatively, that is fear. Opposite of fear is what? Courage or boldness or bravery. So whenever you come across a risky situation, if your heart is giving you positive response, you are able to manage that. You are able to overcome the situation. You will fight and win. Otherwise, you will make a flight and win. If that confidence you are having, you are bold enough. So about the exam, why don't you think in such a way? So this all depends upon the attitude of mind. So we will think about the attitude. How to overcome exam fear. So let us see what are the ways that we can follow to overcome this fear of exam. The first thing is our approach or perception about exam is required to be changed. For that, what is your very intention? Your intention is required to be always top of the money. You want to make higher attainment in your life, achievement in your life. In fact, what is success? Can anybody say what is success? Success, we will make success when there is hard work. But what is success? Accomplishment, very correct answer. Achievement of whatever we intend. That is the success. Success is the achievement of the ultimate objective. So your intention is top of the mountain. You want to reach somewhere, top of the mountain. Top of the mountain is your intention. Maybe a fascinating career with a high package, enable a person to make a livelihood, and also enable a person to be successful at every walk of life. So this is the top of the mountain. How will you reach over there? In order to reach top of the mountain, you have to come up by keeping one after the steps, one after the other. So your focus must be, attention must be on each and every step. So here I initiate all of you to approach the exam in a very positive manner. The exam qualifies you to go ahead on this educational ladder. You think about the exam, how many exams you have already undergone? You are very much familiar with the exam. Every year, nearly 100 exams you write. In many ways. When you reach standard 10, you come across more than 1,000 exams. So why should you worry about exam? It is a very close, very dear friend. It is there always with you. And exam only qualified you to be promoted from KG1 to KG2. At the end of the year, there was an exam. Then you were promoted to KG2. Through exam only it was happened. So exam is helping you to be promoted. From standard 1, you came to standard 2. See, with regards to attitude, in order to capture your attention with me, I would share a story, a moral story. Like there were two twin brothers. One was a successful businessman, and other one was a total failure in life. And both of them were approached by a sociologist. And when the successful businessman was asked about what is the secret of his success, he said, because my father was alcoholic, my father was a drunk. And the sociologist approached the second twin brother, and he was also asked the same question in another way, why you became a failure in your life? Then he said, because my father was a drunk. See, the two twin brothers had two different approaches. What is the difference between their approaches? Can you please comment? One brother said, I became a successful businessman because my father was a drunk. And second brother said what? My life is utter failure because my father was a drunk. He also became alcoholic. Yeah, positive mindset is the issue. So the same scenario, in the same situation, two different approaches. Why can't we adopt such an attitude, such a mindset, such a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset? So we will try to change the things. You have to conceive exam as a positive entity, because exam is, you are very much familiar with exam, and exam only helped you to come up to this level of standard. From standard 1 to standard 2, every year your standard is getting increased, is progressed. There is progression because of exam only. So exam is a wonderful device that helps you a lot. So you love exam. In fact, what is exam? A white paper or a number of white paper sheets with a crown of I am at your service. So conceive the exam in such a way. The papers are at your service. You can fill it up with whatever you want, as you like. Accordingly, the evaluator will give you score. So this is the kind of notion, pre-assumption that you should have. Exam is your best friend. And how many of you the idea about the power of your memory power? If you identify the power of your memory power, it will boost your confidence at a very good level. Because this much memory, in spite of having such a powerful memory, why you were not able to explore it at the best extent? So with regards to the memory of a human being, memory power of a human being, certain things you should know. You should be convinced about it. The memory size of a human being is, 1 second, 2 into 10 raised to 18 bytes. That is 2 quintillion bytes. We know million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, quintillion. 2 into 10 raised to 18 byte is our memory. What a wonderful memory, what a powerful memory. But we are not able to translate into our language. 2 quintillion bytes, what is it? We are not able to make it out. So I will explain this through some examples. We can compare the 2 quintillion bytes with 3 things. One is, a human being is able to learn and take 12 university degrees in his lifetime. Such a powerful, wonderful memory space is there with all of us. 12 university degrees you are able to learn and take. And you just think about with your parents, with your relatives, with your teachers, how many degrees all of them are having. Maybe 1 degree or 2 degree or 3 degree, not more than that generally. But some persons may hold a number of degrees as well. So passionate, they will be hunting degrees. But this power is there. We are having the memory power of taking 12 university degrees in our lifetime. That is one entity. 2 quintillion bytes, one entity. Another one is, every human being is able to learn and become a scholar in 40 different languages, deep scholar in 40 different languages. Such a memory power we all are having. How many languages we all know? Just think about that. Maybe know English, Hindi, Kannada, Malayalam, Arabic. But up to what extent we know all these languages? Maybe 4 or 5 languages we know, but up to a certain extent only. We are not scholars in any of these languages. But a human being can be a scholar, a deep scholar in 40 different languages. We had a prime minister earlier. He was proficient in 12 different languages. So one entity is 12 university degrees you are able to learn and take. And second entity is we can be a scholar in 40 different languages. This is second one. One more thing is in order to compare the size of 2 killion bytes. Third one is, have you heard of Encyclopedia Britannica? Have you heard of Encyclopedia Britannica? 1 second, chat room heard of. Yes. So I have mentioned the third one as, have you heard of Encyclopedia Britannica? That is what I asked you. What is your response? Yes, good. How many volumes are there for Encyclopedia Britannica? 30 volumes are 30 thick volumes, and altogether 32,000 pages of information, knowledge and information, data. These gigantic series of books, a human being is able to by heart memorize from A to Z. From A to Z of Encyclopedia Britannica, we can study by heart. Such a powerful memory we are having. So 12 degrees, 40 languages, and Encyclopedia Britannica full we can study by heart. Now you think about whether you have explored such a powerful brain or not, memory or not. And other than this, there are 84 billion neurons in the brain space. And it is being processed. 84 billion neurons with every human being. And it is not because of the weakness of our brain. It is our failure to explore such a powerful brain. A human brain is more powerful than the most sophisticated computer in the world ever made. So you don't think about whether I will have forgetfulness in the exam hall. If enough preparation you make, if repeatedly you prepare with required number of revisions, when you study something, at the first instance, you have to take 100% effort, 100% preparation and hard work is required. But when you study the first time, but when you study it as a second time, after 1 day or after 1 week, you need to invest only 10% effort to remember that, to study it again. Only 10% effort. When you study first time, you need 100% effort. But a second time, only 10%. After another 1 week, when you try to recall it again, what will happen? The same 10% effort is required throughout. And now, in a nutshell, the first requirement to overcome exam fear is change attitude of mind towards the exam. Dr. William James is the father of American psychology. And he made a research study about human attitude, and his final statement is, the greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their life. Human beings can change their life by changing the attitudes of their minds. So by changing the attitudes of our minds, we are able to make wonders in our life. We are able to alter our life itself. So change your attitude towards exam. It is only your friend. With ample preparation. Preparation will help you to overcome the fear, any sort of fear. If there is a snake, you are prepared to manage the snake, then you will not be feared. There is a dog, you are prepared to manage the dog, you will not be feared. You are prepared to manage the exam, you are not feared. So preparation is the best solution. Insist passion for ultimate achievement. That is another thing. You see, Once a young gentleman approached Socrates, this is millenniums ago, to know about what is the secret of success. So the gentleman approached Socrates in an evening to explain about what is the secret of success. Then with the utmost love and affection, pampering, Socrates showed him and asked, pointing a river little away from them, and asked, "Are you able to see that river?" He said, "Yes, I can." "Then come with me." Socrates took this gentleman with him, and then they started getting into the river, up to the knees, up to the waist, up to the neck, hidden in water. All of a sudden, what happened? Socrates pushed him down into the water, and forcefully, powerfully, he was hidden in water, held under the water. So this man was about to die. So with taking the full power, he somehow managed to escape from the hold of Socrates and made a deep breath. That time the gentleman was asking Socrates, "You brought me to kill me. What is this?" Then Socrates said he cooled out and come with me. And he was taken away. And then Socrates asked him, when you were hidden in water, when you were immersed in water, what was the only thought in your mind? He became very calm and quiet, and he said, in a relaxed manner, he said, it was nothing else than breath. He wanted air to survive his life. So his full focus was on what? Only one and only one thing. That was air or breath. Then Socrates said, yeah, this is the secret of success. That means if every attention, every effort, every time, every investment of facilities, money on a particular entity, that is known as passion. Passion is what? The ardent desire, the burning intention. That is known as passion. If you have a passion to make wonderful success in the exam, if you are able to, if you have a passion to reach your dream career, then that is known as passion. So you will never ever compromise your passion. The passion will be irresistible and uncompromising. The exam fear will never affect you at all. You will be fully hidden in the preparation for the exam. Every subject, time to time, on a regular basis, you will study, you will prepare. For preparation, what all things required? You have to read the textual content, you have to read the notebooks, and prepare your own notes. Highlight the most important points in the textbook. Study the question answers after imbibing the content by heart as much as possible. Repeatedly exercising. And draw the pictures, whatever is required. And there is a possibility of coming for the exams. Those diagrams you must practice by drawing. Do the problems repeatedly. Exercise the problems, the mathematical problems, numerical problems from any subject, even from mathematics as well. So this kind of preparations are essential. Daily, little by little, gradually you can complete any volume of content, any volume of subjects you can complete if you do it gradually. But every time when you prepare, you have to highlight. You have to prepare a mind map in a notebook. In a notebook, in a page, you have to make a mind map. Mind map means all the hints will be there in a nutshell. That is a mind map. Whatever you read, all things will just like a tree branches. It will be there. Then when you review the mind map end of every week, this you will recollect. So you will never forget these things. And preparation of a mind mapping is a creative work. You can use colors, sketch pens, all this you can use. So here creativity is also associated with learning. So this is the kind of preparation you need. So change in the attitude to the exam, insist passion for ultimate achievement. Ready, study, go. Ready, study, go. Readiness is the preparation. Free from distractions. Yeah, nowadays it is hectic task. to get concentration because lot of distractions are there. Social media, screen management is a hectic issue because all the time we will be deviating. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, WhatsApp, so many other things as well. So you need to have such a strong willpower to overcome this kind of distractions. Distraction is always inversely proportional to concentration. The more the distractions, the less the concentration. The more the concentration, the less the distraction. Suppose you are driving from Abu Dhabi to Dubai. You are driving. Anyone who is driving a car from Abu Dhabi to Dubai will have concentration on the streets. Otherwise, he will undergo an accident. See, for 1 hour, for 2 hours, for 3 hours, a person is able to concentrate only on the road, irrespective of all sort of distractions. That is known as so. While we drive from Abu Dhabi to Dubai, we are able to concentrate for a few hours continuously. Why we cannot insist this in learning? You just imagine that you are driving to Dubai for 2 or 3 hours. You learn continuously for 1 hour. Then you relax for 10 minutes. Then go for another 1 hour, as per your choice of subject. It's not necessary to study the tough subject at the beginning. This all depends upon your capacity of learning, your interest of learning. Wherever you enjoy, accordingly you study. Okay, so free from distractions. Another method is keep IPU board. What is IPU? IPU is intensive preparation unit. So on the door of your study room, you have to stick a sticker. You have to paste a sticker. What is the content of the sticker? Don't disturb. Intensive preparation is going on. IPU means intensive preparation unit. Intensive care unit, ICU. Here IPU. One thing you have to keep in mind, psychology says you are what you say and what do you think. You are nothing but what do you continuously say and what do you continuously think. If you say that this is an intensive preparation, you think that I am in intensive preparation, then your subconscious mind will take it up. And as software will download through days of such engagements. So you will never be distracted. You will be having the inner urge to do your works appropriately, on time, without wasting the time. You will have the confidence of managing any sort of exam. You will not have the fear of forgetfulness at all. And so these are the things you have to keep in mind while preparing for the exam. Now you can ask any questions. If any queries are there, you can ask directly.
Now the question answer session is open. So anyone can comment or unmute their mic and also can ask the questions. So Mr. Rashid, there's one comment that how to some tips on memorization. So you can answer on that.
Sorry?
Some tips on memorization from Mr. Umar Karim.
Okay. Memorization, you can use the abbreviations. You can constitute your own abbreviations, short forms, like a smart plan. How will you make a smart plan? SMART. If when we get this abbreviation, we are able to expand it. What is S? S for? Anybody knows about smart planning? S is for specific. M for measurable. A for attainable. R for reliable and realistic. T for time bound. So these are the 5 most important features of a smart plan. SMART is a short form. Like that, while you study the subjects like social studies and also very many other subjects, if you want to study the first 50 elements of periodic table, you can make an abbreviation. A very interesting, funny abbreviations you can make. And another thing is, as I mentioned, you have to prepare a mind map. How many of you are familiar with mind mapping? Please respond. Because anything that you read, an indication can be written in a white sheet of paper, and you can develop it from the middle. So headings, subheadings, and very brief of the definitions can be scribbled. Don't take much time to write these things. Just like you can scribble it in any handwriting, it's not an issue. And once your reading is over, you should have a focus on the mind mapping and study these things by heart after imbibing the content. What is learning? Learning is nothing but the internalization of knowledge. Learning is nothing but gathering data, developing your wisdom through all this. Learning is nothing but get expertise in skills and competences. Learning is nothing but developing motivations and inspirations. Learning is nothing but inculcating values in your life. So, while studying, you have to understand whatever you read. If you are not able to understand, what is the only way? Either you can browse the internet or you can seek the support of your parents. If they are educated, if they are able to support, they will do. Otherwise, you can approach your colleagues or your teachers. And another thing for better memory is, what is the best method of learning? Best method of learning is teaching. You learn something and you teach this thing to your colleague, your peer group. Now we have the Zoom facility. You can stay back at your home itself and you can access to anybody outside your flat. And whatever you learned, you share with your friends so that the memory will be stamped in. And further clarifications also can be made through the discussions. But the discussion should not deviate from the core topic or subject. You have to be aware of that. So such maturity is expected from you while you preparing in a combined study. Okay. And all the formulae for doing the problems should be written in a single sheet of paper in small letters. So frequently you can review, and so that the memorization, the memory can be sustained till the previous day of the exam. See, the nick of time, I remember the mentioning of the Bashish Chatterjee. He is the chairman, he is the one of the directors of Indian Institute of Management. And he said there is a genetic switchboard in the body of every human being. There is a genetic switchboard. Usually 1% switch only on. 99% switches are off many of the time. If there is an emergency, if at the nick of time, all the 100% switches will be on and we will be able to make the maximum performance. That's why just before the exam is going to start, the students will be hurried. They will be fully hidden and engaged in reading the things. The invigilation teachers will have to push them to the exam hall. Why this is happening? Because in emergency, because at the nick of time, at the last moment, the 100% switches in the genetic switchboard of our body is functioning. That's why we get a lot of concentration. We forget all other things. As the gentleman who was in underwater tried to get oxygen with his utmost power, focusing only on that, the passion. So you don't wait till the last moment of the exam. You can start right now onwards. You on all the switches. You have to sleep 6 to 7 hours these days. But the rest of the time, for your routine things, you can use some of the time, but the rest of the time fully study. Repeatedly exercise. While you exercise with your body, you will get strong muscles. But when you do mental exercising, you repeatedly read, then you will get intellectual exercising. You will become a very brilliant person. Your thought will become, a thinking process will become very sharp, sharpening the thoughts process. So these are all the kind of tips I can give you for a best way of learning. Okay, now any other questions are there? Please ask.
Yeah, there are two similar questions. One is how to, make ourselves into studying. Like their mind is only like for playing and everything. So how they want to change it to, studying.
Yes.
Their mind.
So for this, at the beginning of the academic year, the students have to prepare three kinds of goals to be set. To my students in my school, I have introduced this. Here, students from standard 3 to 12 undergo this process. Right at the beginning, an orientation will be given regarding the importance of goal setting. See, you just think about a football player without having goal post. What will be happening? Can you imagine how funny shall it be? There is no goal post, and you are playing in the football ground. Is there any meaning? It is meaningless. Like that is the preparations, the studies, without having goals in your mind. Goals are not set. So, in fact, goals are nothing but affirmations and resolutions. That is the statement of your intentions. What you want to achieve will be stated in the goal setting format. So, three kinds of goals you have to set. One is career goal. The children who are learning from standard 3 onwards are able to set their career goals. Maybe engineer, doctor, pilot, IAS officer, business, anything and everything according to their will and wish, professor, researcher. So a career goal is required to be set beginning of the academic year. Every year you have to review it. Once you set a career goal at the beginning of the academy, next year it can be changed. And it's not necessary to stick on to only one career. You can have a number of careers. Like multi-careers are recommended now by career coaches. It's not necessary to stick on to only one career. Okay. So you are setting career goal beginning of the academic year. Second one is when you are targeting, your career goal is to become a doctor. So what must be associated with that? Every now and then, in every test, periodic test, terminal examinations, annual examinations, you have to maintain good academic scores in every subject, especially in science subjects. So if you are not able to maintain good scores, A+ grades in these subjects, then you are not going to reach that career. So this is a stimulus. This is the motive. Career goal is a motive for getting good scores in your exams. And so for every subject, you have to set goals for English, A+, or A1, for mathematics, A+ or A1, for physics, chemistry, biology, A+ or A1. Like that, for every subject, for every exam, you will set a career goal according to your capacity. The highest possible grade you will target. Then once you write the exam, when the result comes, you have to compare with what you targeted and what you are getting. If there is a discrepancy, if there is a difference, then you have to discuss with your parents. Why I lost the marks? Where is the problem? Success doesn't mean absence of failures. Keep it in mind. Success doesn't mean absence of failures. And failures are a must. Failures are the challenges. In the failures, there are seeds of success. So you have to water it. You have to nurture the seeds of success in the failures. So when you are targeting A+ grade and you are getting B+, where did you lose the mark? You have to analyze it and seek the support of your teachers and parents to overcome this in the next examination. And you will maintain, if this kind of processes you follow, definitely you will be able to manage your studies well. And third kind of goal setting is personal development goal setting. What is personal development? You may have a number of other talents. You are maybe a singer. You may be talented in drawing, coloring. You may be a good speaker. And you will be proficient in coordinating the students, your colleagues. That is interpersonal intelligence. You are very smart in. So like that, a number of other talents you may be good in creative writing. If these kind of talents are identified, then you need to have additional coaching with regards to such things so that it will be gradually developed. So personal development goals also you have to mark it. Once you set 3 important goals in your life of a student, then done. It is done. Your answer is questioned, I think. Okay.
Sir, too much studying can cause mental stress, right?
Yes.
Is there any way to remove it?
Yeah, the thing is, when you are exploring your brain will not be tired. The brain is able to afford any amount of engagement. But why do you sleep 7 hours to 8 hours daily? Because you are giving rest to brain also. Conscious mind and subconscious mind both are there. The conscious mind is live when we are live. It will sleep when we sleep. Subconscious mind is working 24 hours. So in the conscious mind only, the learning is happening. Once we learn the things repeatedly, it will be sent to the permanent memory, hard disk, that is in the subconscious mind. You know, so that's why you are what you say and what you do. You continuously, repeatedly do something, then a software is downloaded in the subconscious mind. Okay. When you study, a kind of fatigue may happen, a kind of tiresome, as you mentioned. So how can you overcome this? You study for 1 hour. After that, you take a break for 10 minutes. That time you can enjoy music. You can engage any other kind of creative activities to be relaxed, to have a stimulus variation. See, while we have an Ona Sadhya, you are familiar with Ona Sadhya, no? Onam feast. There will be a number of 25, 30 kind of different items. For what is that? Even for normal meal. So there will be papadam. There will be pickles. There will be maybe fish fry. So different things are what enjoyed while we are having our lunch or meals. This is the kind of a stimulus variation. So in order to overcome the kind of boring, the kind of tiresome while learning, you have to put like this. While preparing a steam cake, we are putting coconut now. Like that, in between, take small breaks. Don't study more than 1 hour continuously in a single stretch. After 1 hour, take 10 minutes rest. That time you have to enjoy. You can take some light exercises. You can talk with your parents. And you can be engaged with some funny activities. Relax, like anything. Then with a rejuvenated concentration and a refresher, you will start the next 1 hour. Again, you take 10 minutes. And there must be a notion in your mind. Your brain will not be tired at all. You are tired. Your brain is not tired. Because you are giving rest for your brain. At least 7 hours while you sleep. Only when you awake, you are exploring your brain. Only for a few hours. Okay, and change the subjects. 1 hour you study one subject, another 1 hour study another subject, maybe a light subject. Or a subject that you like very much, according to your interest. So you will celebrate it, you will enjoy it. It will be a pleasant experience. A tough subject sometimes will lead to boring. And you are not able to understand. When you are not able to understand the things, if level of complexity is high, then you will get tired. The learning will not go ahead. Okay? I think your question has been answered. Any other questions?
Sir, you told to hear music, right?
Yeah.
Music has the ability to erase most of the things from our mind, like stress, everything. Like then what we all studied will also be erased, right?
Yeah.
Our mind is into it.
So you are speaking about music will help you in a positive way, isn't it?
No, both. Negative also is there.
There you should be able to manage yourself. Don't be distracted at all. Just to listen to one or two songs that you like. So you are refreshed, you are relaxed. Stop it. You should be able to manage the screen, the screen, the media screen. You should be able to manage. That willpower you should have. Don't lose the control at all. For this, you can seek the support of your parents. See, when you initiate the support to your parents, they will be very happy to render any kind of support to you. Whereas if they are taking initiative and they are pressurizing you to study, then the situation is worst. Nobody likes it. What I will initiate to you is, you have to prepare for the best. Okay? You have to expect the best. You have to expect the best. You have to prepare for the worst. Yeah. You have to cover everything. That is the worst. You are thinking that whether you get a question from the area where you have not studied. Now this year, the CBSE students have to study only 70% of the portions. That is a big opportunity. Grab the opportunity. Every year they study 100% portions. Now this year only 70%. And Kerala board students have to study only the focus areas to get 100% mark. Another 100% questions will be there from the out of focus area. So there are two options. 100% options are there. When you focus only in focus area, you are able to make a 100% score. You are able to get A+ grade in all subjects. Unlike from all the other years, in the history, we have not got such a wonderful opportunities at all. So grab the opportunity. Okay. You asked me about listening to music, but uncontrollable listening to music is not advisable. I am telling you, you have to seek the support of your parents from your side. Then the things will be happening very nicely. Whereas your parents are behind you, they are pursuing you, they are pressurizing you, they are asking you study. Yeah, that scenario is the worst scenario. Nobody likes it. I'm telling you, you have to expect the best for the examination. You have to prepare for the worst, and also then capitalize on whatever comes. Invest on whatever comes. Then fear will not be there. You are prepared well. You expect the best. You have prepared for the worst. And what else? Then you are investing on whatever comes. Leave it. Forget it. And where is the fear? Even if you are getting low score, it's not your fault. You have prepared nicely well. It is your fate. It is a decision of the God. Man proposes and God disposes. So you will take it as a challenge, and next attempt you will make good scores. Success, according to Winston Churchill, is it is a journey from failure to failure. It is a journey from failure to failure without losing the enthusiasm at all. So going from failure to failure. See, Biden, American President Biden's life history, you know, how many setbacks happened in your life. But finally, he became the president of America. Abraham Lincoln had such a history. Continuously, year after year, lots of failures. Finally, only one thing he successfully done. That is becoming the president of US. So failure is not such a scary thing. If you have a positive mentality, in spite of having all these efforts, all these preparations, if you are not getting the score as you expected, forget it and make a next attempt. Success is the journey from failure to failure, but you should never ever lose your enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is atyulsaham. You know, yes, I think the question is being answered. Any other thing?
Sir, how should I organize my study time?
Yeah, regarding the study time, nowadays, do you go to school, or are you having online classes? Hello?
Online classes.
you are having online classes. So what time to what time?
8 o'clock to 12:30.
12:30. Yeah, that means morning you are engaged. Morning you are engaged. You can do one thing. Your timetable, you only can prepare according to your time availability and also your personal interest, which is a conducive time for you to study, that you only know. This cannot be universalized. Same size does not fit for all. So Tirtha, you have to prepare a timetable of your own according to your priorities, your preferences, your interest. What time is recommendable for you, you only know. But one thing I will say, see, I used to get up at 5:30 in the morning. Okay. After offering the prayer at 5:45, I go down for jogging. I am 56 years old. Just think about that. I cover 4 kilometers. Nearly 1 hour I take. After doing the exercise for all parts of the body, I come back to home. Then I will be charged and energetic. Then I will take bath. So fresh. I am ready to do any kind of task with enthusiasm. That is a kind of body language, facial expression, the kind of energy that I am having that very moment of time. So that is my personal preference, my personal strategy of doing the things. So like that, Tirtha can develop a timetable of your own. Okay. While preparing the timetable, at the end of the day, what you should do now, end of the day, you should take a count of how many hours you engage for studies. Is it 5 hours? After the school hours, before the school hours and after the school hours, you have to add up all the hours you engage for studies. Chemistry 1 hour, physics 1 hour, biology 1 hour, mathematics 2 hours. So total you are adding 5 hours. So 24-hour day, you have engaged only 5 hours for learning. The 19 hours you have not studied at all. 5 hours. So this kind of ill feeling you will have. You do not explore the time. What is the difference between ordinary and extraordinary? Tirtha, can you say? What is the difference between ordinary and extraordinary? Only one difference is there. In the case of extraordinary, before ordinary, a word is there. What is that word?
Extra.
What is the meaning of extra?
Mm.
Ordinary
More.
is ordinary. What everyone does, that is ordinary. Extraordinary, an extraordinary and unusual person will do something extra investment of time. If other students are engaging 5 hours only a day, Tirtha will engage 10 hours a day. That is extraordinary. Extra input of preparations, extra facilitations, extra investment of money, extra amount of inspiration and motivation, extra intentions and objectives, vision, dream, burning desires, all extra. Compared to all others, yours is extra. If you are exploring all these extra, eventually you will become extraordinary. You will become you will make secondary greatness in your life. Anyone who studies, anyone who is completing the primary education, the elementary education, is capable of making having literacy, numeracy, and also will be having certain amount of skills with them. They are having primary greatness. Pradhamika Mahatma, everybody is having. All educated people are having. But secondary greatness will be there with only few persons. Secondary greatness. So that is known as extraordinary people. Extraordinary, unusual people. So when you are getting A+ grade or A1 grade in all papers, you become unusual and extraordinary. You bring laurels and proud moments to your personal life, to your family. You make happy, extremely happy with your parents. You bring laurels and proud moments to your community, to your school, anywhere and everywhere. You will be given lots of gifts, awards, medals, seats, whatever you want. So you have to visualize what you want to realize. You have to visualize. You have to imagine that when you go for sleep, before sleeping, falling to sleep, you have to think about the kind of achievement that you make when you get an extraordinary result in the examination, in the final examination. Oh, on the stage you stand and receive the medals. And the day when your parents appreciate you, congratulate you, they become extremely happy. They celebrate. Your grandparents celebrate. Your relatives celebrate. Oh, what a pleasant moment it is. So when you think about these kind of things, definitely you will be charged. You will be getting engaged with your time, precious time. And that is kind of extraordinary achievement you make. So that is the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. I think your question is being answered well. Is it?
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Good evening, sir. This session was very beneficial as a parent, especially to motivate our kids and to guide our kids in the right direction. Good evening, sir. Yes, sir. So your session was very beneficial, especially as a parent to guide our kids in the straight direction
Okay, thank
as
you.
far as studies are concerned.
Okay, thanks for your compliments. What about others?
Mr. Arman Hussain has commented that, sir, thank you for this amazing session. And also thank you for helping us in overcoming our fear. So, this was an indeed wonderful session, Mr. Abdul Rashid. It's to be appreciated very well, because even this is not only for students, but for other who is not studying also has been benefited by this, because as I have attended this session to how to maximize our thinking and using our memories in regards to our brains. So thank you so much on this session, Mr. Abdul Rashid.
Thank you very
Hope
much.
we'll again, inshallah, on future will come together and have one more or any other sessions on any other topics. So hope you will be join with you very soon, inshallah, in coming future. First, then again, I'll thank our organizers, KSCC, whoever has organized this session, and also all the participants who are active now and who are not active ones. So some has left already. So thank you so much, participants. And just to inform you that the YouTube channel of Mr. Abdul Rashid has been posted in the chat box. So kindly you can type that in YouTube and get that follow. You can subscribe them to have an updates on his talks and on the other sessions. So thank you so much. By this, we'll conclude today's session. So thank you so much on this, Mr. Abdul Rashid, and also the participants. Thank you.